Hello friends, we are going to discuss about design of IC engine component. So in this particular unit we are going to discuss what are the different techniques which are used for design of IC engine component. So let us discuss the important parts of the IC engine. Let us consider cylinder wall. So these are the what we can say from the figure. We can see the basic parts we can observe that are engine parts, their description, their function, their construction, etc. So if you are observing the cylinder wall, so the arrow indicates where exactly the cylinder wall is located. You can see inlet and outlet walls are going to be there, and the interior wall is called as a cylinder wall in which the piston gate reciprocates. So there are basically the important parameters or materials that are to be selected for the material of cylinder walls. So the plain steel and nitrided cylinder walls are basically hardened to reduce the wear but still rust at as easily as plain steel walls. Nitriding is nothing but it is the exposing the cylinder wall to ammonia at high temperature, and its hardness to the wall to a thickness is approximately 0.005 inches. So inside of the cylinder barrel it is honed to a controlled amount of roughness, which is rough enough to hold the oil film but smooth enough to minimize the friction and wear. So the plain steel cylinder walls are generally not treated to prevent wear or corrosion. That's why we are going to provide the nitriding treatment for the cylinder walls. Further, the chromium is used for cylinder walls to use as a chromium plating to resist wear and provide a corrosion resistant surface. The cylinders may be chromed back to standard inside dimension if they become one. So chrome is too smooth to hold oil without etching or channeling during the overhaul process. So you can see here the chromium cylinder walls are basically more corrosion resistant as compared to the steel walls. Cylinder wall choke. The cylinder wall is tapered inward towards the top so that the engine warms up the hotter top of the wall, which expands more than the bottom, creating a round barrel at operating temperature. So you can see here so segregation view of choking cylinder barrel. So there is an abrasive built up in the these races that must be removed. Now friends, you can see cylinder heads is the next part that we are going to discuss. So these are basically prepared with the cast aluminum, which provides combustion chamber and mounting areas for spark plug and wall parts. So basically the cylinder head is designed to transfer heat by conduction to the fins and then from the fins to the air by convection. The exhaust side of the head has the most fines as it runs the hottest. The head also may incorporate a drain line fitting to allow excess oil return to the crankcase. So these are the basic parts. The oil guides, basically they are made of bronze that's secured in the head by interference feed. There are certain wall seats which are made of chromium steel, steelite or brass, which are secured by interference feed. So basically the crankcase holds all of the engine parts in alignment and supports the cylinder and crankshaft. It provides a place to mount the engine to the aircraft, which is constructed of aluminum alloy and which can be divided into radial sections. So you can see here the typical crankcase, which have the nose section, the power section, the supercharging section, and accessory section. The nose section, the house, proper shaft and bearing, the power section which is used to mount the cylinders, fuel injection system which is consists of intake tubes, blowers and manifold, accessory section which consists of mounts for magnets, pumps and generators. Now there are certain cases like opposed crankcases, the sections which are not as distinct as in the radial and the crankcase splits from front to rear instead of a radial section. So here you can see the opposed crankcase. Now the next part is the piston. The pistons are basically made of aluminum alloy, which includes top ring grooves, ring glands, skirt and piston pin boss, and the cooling fins on the bottom help to oil carry heat away from the piston. So you can see here the figure of the piston. Now it consists of a piston head, ring groove, ring glands and the piston pin hole. Now there are various design of piston head. So you can see there a flat head, recess head, cup head, dome head and truncated cone. So you can see variety of sections which are implemented for the piston head design. Then next part that we are going to discuss is the piston ring. Now there are basically compression type of rings which are located at the top of the piston and seal the combustion chamber. So you can see the compression rings here. It consists of a piston which is having a rectangular, tapered, wedge and half wedge cross section which are called as a compression rings. Then there are certain oil control rings, oil scraper rings. Then there are certain end gaps which are to be filled by butt weld, stop weld and angle weld. Then you can see piston pins. These are the wrist pins which are connected to the piston to the end of connecting rod. The constructed of hardened steel. The pin is retained in the piston which clips or plugs to prevent cylinder wall scoring. Typical Lycoming and conventional pins are free floating, meaning the pin is not secured to the piston or to the rod. So you can see here the typical construction of piston ring. So I hope this video will enable you people to understand the basic properties and basic construction details of compression rings, oil control rings, oil scraper, piston, then wrist pin and all the remaining accessories. Thank you.